Hello and welcome to my channel. I went to do some photo sessions today. It went really well, and we were talking about doing it where that's like a river, and I always talk about like how life is the spiritual journey, like a river, energy wise, how we have different obstacles and things like that. So and we should meet these obstacles with a positive mindset. We should embrace it with understanding that it's teaching, learnings, and the way of us to involve in growth. As you know, everything we go through, we learn, we grow, we get stronger, um, and we learn to comprehend about becoming our true selves, what is good, what is bad, etc. So the life is teaching us, like in any scenarios and how we react to it. We either learn to if you do something that's, you go to the supermarket, plain and simple, you go to the supermarket, there's an angry lady, and you can choose to be compassionate towards her, to be good and kind and help, um, to observe it from distance and say, okay, do I need to involve myself in this, or could I just pass by and ignore it? um, and that is a lesson for itself. You can make these different choices. Then there's the way where you're blindfolded and you can walk in and you can just be irritated about someone having a bad day, and you will go home to your family and talk about it. That this lady in the supermarket, she was very angry and she was shouting at her kids, or her and her husband were arguing in the middle of the supermarket, and she threw some bread on the floor and she ran out of the supermarket. And then you go home and you tell the story. um, and this is a normal scenario in life. We all tried it and experienced it. And you know what I want to have the perspective of this is that if you take it home and you talk to your family, you talk to a friend in the phone, whatever, you carrying this scenario, this lady's energy into your life towards your family. If you have the knowledge of that before, you wouldn't do it. You would, like I said, you have these different options. So we learn and grow with the spiritual path, understanding our values, and we can say, do we actually need this? Or could we be a Samaritan and help? Try at least, but then as well be able to let go. So as soon as you helped or ignored it, or just sending a smile or taking the bread up or whatever it could be, to leave it at the supermarket, to leave it at where it belongs, because it doesn't belong within you. It doesn't belong at the dinner table at home for your kids to think about, your wife or husband, to have your dog sense that there is a worry or a uncomfortable thought about something. So this is how we can take care of ourselves in our daily lives, to make sure that we don't go and carry around with stuff that's not needed. And if you I'm just going to say this short. I'm not going to go into details, but imagine this as well. Social media, news, politics, world, war, that is interfering as well. So make notice. Do you want to carry that around within you, or should you just ignore it? Think about yourself. Make sure that your energy is good. If your energy is good, you can give much more clarity, purity towards yourself and others. That is much more healing than listening to some kind of propaganda that is just destroying, devastating, all about power and greed that doesn't belong to us. So with that, I'm gonna do a collective reading with what I just said, and we will see what the universe and the angels has to say, because there's many of you people out there, loving people, that has these different scenarios, and having a pattern in your life where you really just doing it, you notice it, but you don't react on it. And for some of you out there, are actually looking for answers for that. So let's pick some cards. Let the universe guide us. God, angels, spirits, they're all here. So let's dig in and see what they say. I'm excited as much as you are. So let's just do it. So we start with the shadow cards. I think that's appropriate, if in terms of, it's kind of shadow work when you do these things that interferes with our thoughts and emotions. So let's do it. And these cards never wants to jump out, so when it sticks out or something like that, let's see what my intuition says. When are you ready to pop out? I'm listening, I'm listening, I'm listening. They're telling me to do it more slow because it's twice now. Twice now I said, oh, this, and then I just kept on. And but everything is meant to be. Everything is meant to be. So what do we have for the collective? There it was. So we take these two. I'm only gonna pick two. Ooh. So we have, let's see. Should I take the bottom card? No. So I have guidance. I have, like, with my eyes, my face here and face here, and this is yes, this is no, this is for the world, and this is for me. And then I have on top and my nose as well. So that's how I'm guided. And they say yeah right here. We're gonna take next the bird cards. So first we have now, seize the moment, grace, the beauty way, the beauty way. Oh, one card already. Hummingbird. And there's two sticking up like that, so I'm just gonna take these two, and then one card, we're gonna take the last one. I'll move them over here, and then this is the Tarot Grand Luke's Lion cards. And this really wants to pop out, but please don't give me like 100, please. Thank you. So I will take this and the one that fell out. All right. So let's do this beautiful reading. And we are gonna start. I'm gonna mention this with, so we have J, balance, balancing energy, increase of energy. Words are magic. Choose them wisely. Just like we talked about, right? And then we have the feather message from the spiritual realm. Be assured the light worlds will support you. Very true. Hummingbird says, light from the highest levels. Life is joy, harmony, beauty, and diversity. Makes sense in terms of what we just spoke about, but I'll go deeper into it. Let your light shine. All right. So we have the dead card. I never tried to have that before. Dead card. And then we have wands as well. Three of wands. All right. So we are gonna start with the first card that I picked, now. So you are in the now. We are talking about, to the collective, we are in a state of mind where we are thinking about doing the change of being more aware of who we are. I want to change in the way that I see the world. I see myself walking around and being anticipating in things that doesn't belong to me. What this says, and you actually you can see it, there's a pattern here with lines and like a labyrinth. So this tells me when we walk with a patterns are when we look at Instagram and TikTok and all these things, we look at the news, and those patterns just repeats itself. Every day seems like the same of getting these negative and destructing information that affects us in an energetic way, that keeps us in a stuck situation in life. There's no progress because that kind of low frequency energy will just keep us at that low level. So that feels like going in a labyrinth of not actually moving out of that. Is discerning in the way that it doesn't give us the ability to develop, to see light of the end of the tunnel. If you're in a labyrinth, there will be walls all over, like obstacles. We create by the energy we have. And if we have a low frequency energy, by the feeling of what we get of the information around us, that reality is created as well. So that is like long queues, traffic. The radio talks about devastating weather and all these things. And actually, what we want is like the sunshine to shine, right? To be able to listen to some nice music while we're driving to work, and looking forward to get to work where there's nice people there that has coffee ready and wants to talk about beautiful things that has happened in their private life, or some nice job project that is so exciting that it just tickles inside of you. And I could carry on talking about these things, but we know what a wonderful moment is, wonderful moments. And then um, how do we see, how do we create our daily lives? Do we carry around with a lot of negative baggage of information that is not needed, that put heaviness on our shoulders? So this is a now card where it says now is the need for change. If you want, you can choose. We have our own choice, you know. It's not like the universe, God, your higher self, your inner light is always craving for that beauty, that joy of life, happiness, um, something that it sparks and gives this inspiring power to do something that is much more than just you and being blindfolded. So with that card, you see like a flower. If you go like that, and you see on the other, you have the sun, you have a kind of a compass with the spears, right? And then the flower is like a what do you call that in not an orchid? You have rose, and then you have the, oh my god, I just um okay, we're gonna call it flower. It's gonna come later. I promise. I promise. But in the spiritual world, you have a rose for Mary Magdalene and Jesus, and then you have this flower where I am now in Bali. I can't believe that I just forgot that. Maybe because I shouldn't say it. Okay, so but a beautiful lotus. There it was. I just had to look at it. A lotus flower, right? And what does lotus flower means? It means prosperity and abundance. It means at any kind of flower to bloom and spread out. The flower is something that you can call it awakening. Wow, something's new here, and flowers has like, you know, layers of leaves. What do you call that? Yeah, rose leaves or any kinds of leaves. So this means that, you know, going in all directions as it shows with the sun and the spears sparks you have here, um, that everything will change in the most beautiful directions if we just don't take what doesn't belong to us. Take means don't watch, don't carry it, let it go. You know, it's very easy just to practice and say, hey, listen, this doesn't belong to me. I don't want to see it. I don't want to carry it. If anyone speaks to you about something, you are entitled to say, listen, I'm sorry, but I choose not to listen to this because I have chosen to just involve myself with positive impact towards my life. And maybe some people would say because they are in here, they want you to be here. But we got to stand up for ourselves and our energy and say, listen, this is my choice, not this. So if you want to be in the now with your inner self and be aware and give yourself that light, you choose this. Very simple. So, grace, very beautiful. That goes very, very hand in hand with the now. You know, you start to activate your nervous system. It starts to impulse, like a pulsating. Your energy is vibrating positivity from your heart, right? Let's put my heart like that. And your pineal gland. This attracts beautiful things into your life because whatever we put out there comes back to us. So if I'm an asshole, then asshole people will join my life. That's how it works. If I'm loving, caring people will come into my life or they will be around me. I'll go to a restaurant and the waiters are kind, compassionate, service minded, smiles, sexy, beautiful, all the way. And there will be one or two sometimes, but you smile, you radiate your energy. And that's how we get along. That's where the universe gives you gifts and gives you a plus point for being you. So you have a bank, we have this karma debt. We can choose to put good things into it, or we can put bad things into it, just like a bank account, right? So this is something when we start to choose this one, it's gonna look exactly like that. Let me turn it around and do like that. So you go from here to here, from now to grace. Makes sense, right? So this supermarket situation is very much that if you already were here, you went into the supermarket, there's a lot of happy people, but there's two people that's arguing and having a bad time, and they can't get rid of that energy, but you have it, you can send it to them. You can be compassionate, you can be loving, and you can help them on their way. How is that going to create a better life for you? By you creating a better world, because you're going to radiate this towards the world. What is this creating? Abundance, prosperity, something beautiful within your life, committing to and devoted to your destiny. You know, everything comes along. Whatever we put out there comes back to us. So whatever you wish for, whatever is your sole purpose, comes when you start doing these things. Start listening to the right things, start listening to yourself and what your soul is calling for. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you, angels. So, and it actually says, seize the moment, makes sense of what I just said. And it says as well, the beauty way, the beauty way, the beauty way of living life, right? Okay, so we do next, and we're gonna take, they say no. Okay, I'm gonna take feather because they say yes. All right. So feather, and say, be assured the light worlds will support you. And that is beautiful, because that's all me. I am so in tune and understanding of this journey, because I have that life experience that, when you start doing these two, right, the universe starts, like I said just before, it will give you gifts, right? It will start to show you signs, magic things will happen, because when you put something out there, they have to give you back. They have to. And that's the most beautiful thing, that, people will pop up in your life that will give you opportunities. It just happens automatically. It's just when you show the light to the world will show its light back. Like, you noticed the traffic before when you were driving. Now it's giving you the sunshine, the music in your car, like we talked about. You're having those days where you drive and you actually enjoy it. When you come into work, it's going to be much more lighter. It just feels much better. What is that creating? You being lightful, happy at work. It's going to create an opportunity to really get noticed, because your work will reflect of that. Your boss is just going to say, listen, what happened? The work you're doing right now is incredible. It's just like so wonderful. I want to see more of that, and I have a project coming. Could you please be attending to this meeting, because I need you to be there and I need your energy. I want your energy to be contagious to under other co-workers here. You know, things like that will happen. It's just for us to do that now, not tomorrow, not in a week or next year, but now. So this is all about, like the feather, everything's going to be much more lighter, that we don't carry any garbage of energy within us. And there will be created so much more space to create this abundant life of, in any way. Richness comes in many ways. You have to remember this. This is not about wealth and money. Wealth, richness comes in so many ways. To be light as a feather, to have a job where everybody is just wants to be you. Come on, who doesn't want that? To have friendships or a girlfriend that just loves you, that's richness as well. Or a boyfriend, let me say it like that. It goes two ways. And I can continue. Everything you desire in your life will happen. You just need to do your work and make your choice. All right, next card. J. I always see it as joy, but um, a bird sitting on a tree branch, got the moon in the back. You have the yellow color, you have green, and it says balancing energy, increase of energy. Wow. Like we just said, like we talked about energy and this energy, right? And balancing energy, increase of energy. So that is totally what these cards said. We whatever we put out there will come back to us. It increases the energy flow of what you actually have inside and what you put outside, right? So when something doesn't belong to you, you dismiss it. You say, listen, I don't need that. I want to carry that. But then what you carry and all the positive things that started to be created with that energy of your spark, including being light as a feather with positivity, your own inner light, your love and compassion to everything that's around you, is contagious in things that it will increase your energy to attract whatever you want in your life. Exactly what you want to manifest and create in your life, what reality you want to create, is being given to you automatically. You're gonna attract it. You're gonna see a house and you say, I want that house because it's beautiful and it aligns with my values of life, and I want to have a family and kids, and I want that kind of car, and I want that kind of energy within those people that is living with me. And I want to do these things for myself and the world, and you are showing it already with your energy going on this path. And then what are you going to do? You're going to sit there on this branch looking back and say, wow, I did it just by changing my energy. Just by changing my energy. And that is beautiful. So with that, I would say as well, this is just in my perception of this card is calm, very calm, chilled, in peace. totally in peace. You have the moon, you can relax, you don't have any worries, right? You just, you okay with what's around you, and you're not afraid of darkness interfering. You sit there and you're very calm, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I know there's people out there sitting there and worrying about things that you shouldn't do. You know, if you start to walk now on this path, finding your inner true light and vibrate it inwards and outwards, right? Become light as a feather, things will just magically happen. And then you can rest with no fear, no doubt. All right. So with that, we take the hummingbird, and the angel says yes. I love it. Hummingbird, just enjoying life, right? It's just spreading its wings, it's hovering, it can go in any direction. You have the green, yellow, orange, um, like golden spark, right? It just represents freedom. In my world, that's freedom. If you can hover like a hummingbird, just, you seen the commercial for shampoo, I think it is, they use a hummingbird, and it's just like so peaceful, you know. um so it actually says light from the highest levels. Wow. Life is joy, harmony, beauty, and diversity. Let your light shine. You see, by these four cards, you already created your path to your destiny, your dreams. What you dreamt of for so long is gonna happen, and you chose to have freedom and peace with everything you wished for in your life is happening when you walk this path. And you can be free as a hummingbird. You can go out with any worries. You don't have to think about anything other than just share your inner beauty. It said beauty, joy, harmony, diversity, like you can see at anything, and you will just be compassionate about it. That's peace, and let your light shine. Like, being in a relationship, having kids, and just enjoy it fully, driving to work and enjoying it fully. That's letting your light shine in every way, and be a Samaritan and help people when they're in need. And diversity as well. You never judge anyone. You see things with goodness and love. That's the core values of humanity. Man, I'm so happy for you guys that you are starting to realize that you need to remove what doesn't belong to you, and let your inner light and your activation start, so you can be this feather of energy that just moves in the right direction and creates that beautiful new pattern in life. And then you're gonna receive peace and harmony and beauty, and freedom as well. So let's do the death card. I had to ask the angels. So the death card is, it has a mask on. It has a mask on. It has, it's not terrible because I like the purple, I like the blue. It seems like it has like a cross and something in its hand. What does it has in the hand? White roses. Wow. So you know what white roses means? Like white purity. Um, you're destined for something, and then it means wealth because white can mean that as well. But you know, in cultures, you know, a soul never dies, so we don't have to worry about that. That is something that is created to be horrible, but it's not. So we have a choice to see how we want to see it, how we want to concede it to be a worry, something devastating, or we can see it as something beautiful. Death and life is to celebrate living, to be honest. Um, and white means prosperity. It means in every way, I would say that anything that you want is going to happen, no matter what. With the death card, I would say as well that, you know, it's rebirth. Something is changing, right? So you can go from this that died, and this is being renewed, new birth, new life. And that's so beautiful. So it says two things, just like I said. The white roses symbolizes this, right? And the dead means this died. Very simple, very plain. All the blockage, all the blindfoldness disappears just by working with your own thoughts and create something new for yourself. And it's all up here in your mind and in your heart. Activate your nervous system, activate your inner light just by being you in the right way. Do everything unconditionally with love. Every decision, every action with words, uh, you know, if you walk out the door and you see the postman, greet him, help him, talk to him, share your positivity, your energy, you know, be a human being in the best way possible. I normally say I want me to be the best version of me, and I practice that every day, every single day, by just being the truthfully me. And it feels so joyful. So away with that and into that with the white roses. Beautiful. So congratulations that you're gonna go on that journey, because I really feel that. Um, as well, just to make it clear, some of you feel that you have a mask on, or somebody else has a mask on. You know, a mask can always be taken off, always. And it's just important to understand that beauty comes in, it comes from inside. We have to stop worrying about how other people are or look, because when I want to find love in my life, right? I'm not attracted to anyone that tries to make them look different of who they are, because that's not interesting. That's not truth. That's kind of, if you're lying to yourself, that's not attractive. You need to be you, and that you is going to attract the right person into your life that really loves you for who you are. So whoever has this mask on, take it off on this journey. When you take it off and you start doing this, being yourself, man, you are in this collective. I'm getting information here that you gonna you don't even know what you're gonna get, but you are gonna get much more that you ever could imagine. And wow, I'm just happy for you. I'm just happy for you. I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but I just see it. I just see it. Um, wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So with that, I would say I'm just listening. Something with balance, right? Balance. You need to balance something here. And maybe you have something to do with religion, something with religion, and there's some kind of uncertainty there, and it's like something is unbalancing that in your life. There's purple and blue. So purple, blue is your throat chakra. You probably have a gift already, singing, talking, and you should just go with that. You go with your gut feeling, you follow your heart, and you do exactly. Your performance is not relied on the mask. It's relied on your success will be that you are your true self. The purple is a beautiful aura that is what I said before. You can't even imagine what's coming for you because it's just really, really beautiful. So if I'm talking to someone that sings and talks, speaks out to crowd, or are working on some project, I'm so happy for you guys because you're gonna follow this journey. You're gonna stop doing all this negative feeding that you hear. And if you're a performer and you focus on negative feedback, don't do that. Don't do that. And then have your mask on, pretending that you don't care. Don't do that. Just be yourself and just ignore what doesn't belong to you. There's always a low frequency that wants to keep you down. And if you are a performer that has a destiny, a life purpose of using words that is related to God in your music or talks or whatever, wow, you're gonna go far. You're gonna change the world. I'm gonna say that you're gonna change the world. I will do a reading with crows. I promise you that, and you will have your answer there. Um, yeah, that's beautiful. So three of wands, like that. Last, but there's a huge ship um, standing on an island. There's a tree. It's the sunset. You have the moon, and I just see richness. This is richness. For me, this is richness. Standing there, right? Just relaxed, seeing this golden ship, and it looks like if this could be like a bird, right? But it's actually the sail of the boat. It's like a old pirate ship, even though it's not a pirate ship, this one. But and then you have the moon crest, and a beautiful sky like heaven. Sun is shining, and number three. Number three is divinely the heavenly realm. You can't get any closer to God with number three. So this is actually for someone that's actually speaking out there, or singing, or using their voice in any way. There is many gifts that is being given to you through this card. They are saying that like a ship full with gifts of that we see as gold. Even the sun is just radiating that is so powerful. Wow. I can't even say too much, you know. And you just standing there by yourself, and you did it by yourself. You went through all these things from down here to up here, through the whole journey of being. Let me show you here. From this, right? You went through all these things. You made a choice, right? You made a choice to get here. You made a choice to get here. And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Wow. I'm so happy for you. And for you all out there. That's it for this message. I'm just happy. It feels so good. It feels so good to know that you guys out there has your destiny, that you are moving in the right direction, and you just listening, and then you grab what you need and you move forward and you work on it every single day to create your own reality, to make your life happy and abundant. And you, by that, you're gonna conquer the world with goodness and love. I am insane happy. All right, love and light. I will see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, ciao ciao.